transitioning to Champions League, Grant, you threw out a stat about Chelsea, and I kind of want you to talk about.
Oh, we don't need to talk about that on the record.
Just talk about Chelsea first here, just being back in the Champions League. We haven't had a check-in since really the first match week. So how are you feeling with Chelsea so far in the Champions League? And then maybe we can talk about the Prem as a whole, or Mila's team if he wants to talk about City.
Honestly, with Champions League in terms of Chelsea, I mean, I mentioned the two teams that we have beat are the only two teams that have yet to pick up a point. Those are the two teams we beat at home. Obviously, Bayern are on a different type of run. They're probably favorites. We'll get to that later. And then Karabag, who have been a surprise team, we drew. And I think what we talk about with Chelsea a lot on this pod is seeing these young players. We don't know what they're about. We don't know what they're capable of. And we almost talk about them in this sort of hypothetical sense, like, if Esteval starts every week, you get more chance creation. Well, we don't see him play 90s. We're seeing that in the Champions League. Our most recent game against Karabag, we saw Hato, who's a very highly rated young prospect, struggle. Gave away a penalty, his at fault for the other goal that was conceded, but he got the second half. He was able to play, settle down. So that is really important, those types of games. I think the Conference League last year was even easier, a lot less pressure in that sense to get these young players minutes. But you're seeing the development happen. And again, because of the way this squad's built, you're going to need it quickly if we think we have an outside chance. But I don't know. Chelsea, you feel like there's always an outside shot. Both times they won it, they were nowhere near favorites. If you look at this table here, we're right about there. But again, we've talked about fixture congestion, especially for teams that were in the Club World Cup. And it would be huge to not have to play an extra 2 games to move forward. But honestly, if you told me we'd 1-2, drawn 1, lost 1, spot on. So it's about where I'd expect us to be. Favorites, I would never put us in that conversation, but in terms of having a shot, I mean, we saw what happened with PSG. I think against any team in 90 minutes, we have a shot, but to put it together for a whole cup run, definitely too early to put us in that conversation.
Yeah, Chelsea's been an interesting mixed bag of stuff this season. The Champions League has been probably the biggest mixed bag of them all.
Yeah.
But that's all you have to do is make.
Look at Juventus, man. Look at Juventus, man. What has happened?
I just can't believe
this is what
really
happens
how
when you bench Jonathan David.
Yeah, no, it really comes down to that. They really suck because they don't play David.
European giant killer, and he's on the bench watching Vlahovic do nothing.
Galatasaray have been really good in the Champions League. Osimhen, I know you guys were big on Osimhen. And by you guys, I mean Dylan. Yeah, Galatasaray. Awesome. I mean, they made some signings. Sane, he's been playing there. They got like Lamina. They got a really interesting squad, but they've been good.
Think it's interesting. The portion of this that I find the most fascinating is how good the Premier League has stacked up so far. Where I feel like last year it may have been
haven't played any competition.
Spain that was really good, but
they're fraudulent.
Just look at the goals conceded though. From the Prem sides. I mean, Arsenal obviously haven't conceded at all. They haven't conceded at all. And then City's conceded 3 goals, Newcastle 2 goals, Liverpool have even only conceded 4. And they've been bad. And then Tottenham, they might concede 50 shots on target every game in the Champions League, but Vicario's kept them in enough games for them to be right in that mix. And I think we're a Prem podcast, so we're going to be more biased towards Premier League teams. I think that just shows kind of where the Premier League money is at this point and how good
conceding 0 is fucking ridiculous.
It's nuts. And they've played good sides too. I don't think that's been like walking the parks.
They played next.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean
they play Bayern next. It's the 2
Slavia Prague, Atleti, Olympiacos,
played anyone
Bilbao.
They played 2 of the top teams in Spain.
Yeah,
right?
Like
minus Barca and Real.
No one with attacking threat, and if they're the best defense in Europe, then this is kind of expected. But let's see what happens when they play a team.
Look, I know we're biased towards Arsenal. To have no goals conceded in 4 games of the Champions League is ridiculous.
They don't concede against teams that can't score goals. Like, that's not surprising to me.
That's my point. Okay, no wait.
When they play teams that can't score goals, they concede.
Neil's a hater, bro.
There's a way of spinning this, and it's going to be that Sunderland
It's fine.
are the second
Gabriel's
best
out
team in
now.
the world behind Bayern
They'll,
Munich.
they'll keep. Wait. Yes.
Sunday can score
Stadium
against
of Light
teams,
is the
but
best.
so if we're doing the thing that I did with United, Sunderland are better than Atletico, who beat Real. So Sunderland are better than all the teams that Real have beaten this year, and Atletico. So Sunderland are the second best team in the world.
What about Inter?
United,
I feel like
so United are the second best team in the world.
shut the fuck up about United. This is the Champions League, damn it. Inter Milan is a surprise to me. I think Inter Milan with Inzaghi leaving with some key players, there was some turmoil talking about he doesn't want to be here and all that bullshit. So for them to, concede 1 goal in 4 games, we know they're titans of the competition in recent memory, but I definitely thought we'd see a bit of a fall off. But
that's a really good shout.
No,
it's because they have a Kanji, isn't it, Mila?
Honestly, yeah, he's been so good for them, and he wants to be. He has come out and said he wants to be an immediate transfer.
You want that fee, Mila?
Yeah, 15 mil to make lose no money on a Kanji and help bring us the treble. Really good.
What about Monaco?
Also, the fact that Inter have been good has been a lot to Çalhanoğlu being just
nuts,
absolutely
the unction,
a specimen at his age. He's one of the top runners in Europe right now, and he's probably the oldest name on that list.
They're going to be up there for that. The striker that's next to Martinez has been very good too, and he's 22. So if you're talking about a guy potentially to fit next to Mbappe, I bet you there will be conversations about it.
Or they'd get Kolo Muani before him. They just get one of his boys in.
Should we do a game because Shut has to leave soon?
Sure. Yeah. Let's jump into it. Oh, actually, just really quickly, before we do that, Bayern's your winner of the Champions League this year?
Not their favorites.
Yeah.
No. Well, you can't pick against your own team. So if your team wasn't
going to win.
Luis Diaz show.
I have Bayern clapping up all the hard competition.
Barca have honestly lost some stock for me in this competition.
Barca's not that good this year.
Not even that. It's just the way they play. Like they refuse to not play a high line. It's
exposed, my boy.
Yeah, when you got tired legs in that offside trap, it's just you're asking for it. I don't really think they got it.
But they don't play that like that against big teams. Like they play a lot more conservative.
I'm excited for the game at the Bridge. I'm excited to see how that looks.
Fireworks.
Yeah, but the thing with Bayern though is, I think they're one of the only teams in the Champions League that have played real competition and walked away the victors in every scenario.
Look good.
They have to be. Yeah, they look good. They have to be a favorite going into it. I do think we can beat them if it comes down to it. But at the end of the day, if anyone's going to beat Pep, it's probably going to be this Vincent Kompany Bayern team.
Yeah, the 3 best players on the earth have been Erling Haaland, Mbappe, and Kane. Kane has been unreal this season.
Yeah. I mean,
shout out Antonio Conte
in the world are doing the 3 best striker in the world things. This is what they should be doing.
This is true.
This is the level of that praise that they receive. This is what they should be matching.
The difference is Kane's way older than the other 2.
Yeah, for sure. But I think
he was getting washed out.
System now is also Luis Diaz coming into there. Like they just look so good.
Yeah, they do look filthy. It's a good mix. I think they're primed for a run. I will play to Facundo's heartstrings here, and I'll say that I think Arsenal, because I think they end up bowing out of the Premier League at some point. I think they fully focus on the Champions League again, and they've been really good defensively, and a team that's not conceding goals.
Whatever, bro.
They've historically been great in this competition, Dylan. That's a good point.
They just lost one of their biggest goal scorers.
Look,
this season.
It's all about momentum. We talk about it all the time. Last year, they beat Real Madrid. That was a big hurdle for them mentally. And they're in second. They haven't conceded. I'm just putting out.
What'd they do with that momentum, Dylan?
They lost.
What did they do with that momentum?
They ran right into a wall.
The best they can get is a Tottenham get to the final and then get smoked in the final. That's the best outcome.
5-0 Harry Kane break.
I've seen weirder things happen, is what I'm saying. And if they get a run against worse opponents, that's part of a knockout composition. If you don't concede goals and you can put a couple away, which
go look at their Europa League runs. They've gotten those runs before.
I think they're gonna come up against a good team at some point in the competition. and it's not going to be as easy.
No, I don't think it's going to be easy
It's
either.
also-
I also don't think that they're like 11v11, the best squad in the world. But I think that
They
their
just
depth
lost Gabriel
is
for
fantastic.
who knows how long.
They don't have that.
Yeah, but we
That's
talked about
fine,
it.
but they
We
just-
talked about it last week. They have Hincapié. They have
I don't.
Mosquera. They have enough to get themselves to a spot, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that just
Yeah, they always
discrediting and writing them
Second
off
place.
this early is too early for me to be like. When
You're
we're
right,
talking about
Dylan.
way
I'm
too
on your
early
side.
favorites.
Let's build them up and bring
Yeah,
it crashing down in about
that
April.
works for me too.
Wow.
Like, there's a good chance that they end up falling off a cliff. But a team, this is the biggest game of the Champions League calendar, is going to be this Arsenal Bayern Munich game coming up. Both teams haven't lost.
Champions League comes down to individual brilliance, right? Like, what's going to take you over the top? And against Bayern, you have a Luis Diaz who's on form. Harry Kane's been top. Olise's been fantastic. Musiala. Arsenal, like what? Odegaard. Like, come on. Like, they don't have.
I mean, they have Bukayo Saka, but that's the thing is they have to have somebody has to make a name for themselves. That's really going to be the question for Arsenal.
That's the thing, dude. They're one Saka injury from not having an attack. So like they don't have offensive depth. They have all these center backs.
Great for the league.
No one that can help them in attack if they lose their one key player.
And they've just lost their goal scoring threat at center back. Like Hincapié is not bringing in those goals, and neither is freaking Mosquera. So yeah, they can go.
Yes.
They can go play center back, but they're not going to be heading goals like Gabriel is.
No, I
also
think that
maybe they're not giving up goals like Gabriel is, and maybe they get better. So
they're built for the league.
Yeah, I agree.
Built for the league.
I agree.
They're not built
As you
for
can
someone
see.
breathing down their neck. Is honestly my opinion. That's why I think they're better suited for this. It's because they're not built for someone being right down there.
I think you need X Factor, and I don't think they have X Factor. They just have a lot of safe guys, and they can just grind out results.
Well,
I think
they signed X Factors this summer. That's just not a true statement. Whether there's
X
X
like Y
Factors
Factors to me.
They're Inter.
I don't know about X Factor.
They're just Inter.
I just don't think they have that X factor.
That's fair.
Agree.
That's fair.
They're Inter with less exciting wingbacks.
This team of the year usually just like the most consistent team doesn't win the Champions League. Like you gotta have that little magic spark, and like their magic spark last year was fucking Declan Rice hitting 2 worldy free kicks. And guess what? Like that's not he doesn't hit shit.
That's
Talk to him.
That's fair. I talked about in the last one with Facundo, and I wanted to give them praise because I think they deserve some.
They're good.
Yeah,
They're good. They're really
deserve
good.
No praise.
I know, Mila, you can't have
November,
praise.
this is the right
They
time to be
deserve
crazy.
Newt, bro. They deserve absolutely Newt. They're in first place, acting like.
Look, if
Act like you've been there before, Mila.
If we just didn't go on
Twitter,
Twitter, then we wouldn't have.
one
I think it would be a little more.
one
easy.
You guys don't live near
One pod.
Facundo.